Here we go. Maybe I should get a new cup of coffee. And nobody here yet. I'm going to grab a new cup of coffee. And when I come back, we're going to get into, and it's not going to take me very long, 19 and 20. So we got, what's that? That's the, we're going to talk about that refuge cities again. All right. Okay, the refuge cities. When Jehovah thy God cut off the nations whose land Jehovah thy God giveth thee, thou succeedest them and dwellest in their cities and in their houses. Thou shalt separate the cities for thee in the midst of thy land, which Jehovah thy God shall give to thee to possess it. Thou shalt prepare thee a way and divide the coast of thy land, which Jehovah thy God giveth thee to inherit it into 3 parts, that every slayer may flee hither. And this is the case of the slayer which shall flee hither, that he may live. Whoever killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated not in time past. When a man goeth into the woods with his neighbor, hew the woods, and his hand fetcheth the stroke of the axe to cut down a tree, and the head slippeth off and heave, and lighteth upon his neighbor, that he die. He shall flee to one of those cities and live. Unless the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer while his heart is hot, and overtake him because the way is long, and slay him where he was not worthy of death, insomuch he hated him not in time past. Therefore I command thee, thou, saith thou, separate 3 cities for thee. Okay, so we're talking about 3 cities are separated for people that are caught up in a situation of manslaughter. There has to be something more prophetic to this, and I think there was back when it said, I don't know, I think it was in Numbers or something, when they were talking about this. What did it say? It said he lives there until the high priest dies. Okay, so that's he lives there until the high priest dies. That's the prophetic part of it I was getting, but I don't have it all, so I can't really teach on it. But maybe somebody else, like we'll see what's going on here. But there has to be something going on with these refuge cities, because this is like the 3rd time we've heard about it. Therefore I command thee, and separate these 3 cities, and if Jehovah thy God enlarge thy coast, which he has sworn unto the fathers, and which he has not, give thee the land to possess, and promise and give to thy fathers, thou shalt keep these commandments and do them, which I command this day, to love Jehovah thy God, and to walk ever in his ways. And thou shalt add 3 more cities for thee besides these 3. Verse 10. This is 19, verse 10. And that the innocent blood shall not be shed in thy land, which Jehovah thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. So the blood be upon thee. And if any man hate his neighbor, and lie in wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him mortally, that he die, and he fleeth into one of those cities, then the elders of this city shall send and fetch him hence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of the blood, that he may die. So it has to be an accident, folks. Panahakisor, hey, hello. So we're talking about just like a manslaughter case, not a willful, like you went out and killed somebody deal. Thy eyes shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away the guilt of innocence of blood from Israel, that it may go well with thee. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which of old times is set in thine inheritance, which thou shalt inherit the land of Jehovah thy God giveth thee to possess it. Moving the landmark, that is stealing somebody's inheritance. That's a no bueno. Okay, what happens when somebody teaches you bad doctrine? It said in here that they are stealing your inheritance. 1, witness shall not rise up against me for any man of an iniquity, for any sin, and any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of two witnesses, or the mouth of three witnesses, two or three, that shall the matter be established. If a false witness rise up against any man and testify against him, which is wrong, then both men between whom the controversy is stand before Jehovah, before the priests and the judges, which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and hold, if that witness be false, and if that witness has testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him all that he thought to have done unto his brother. So shall they put the evil away from among you. So it is like no good to be a false witness. Paninakipur, yes, you're from India. Right on. Isn't it amazing that I can talk to somebody all the way on the other side of the planet and share with them the love of God and everything? It is so cool. Zalicia, hey, hello, hello. So what we're talking about here is righteous ruling. Okay, he's telling judges how to be judges and stuff. Okay, this is righteous ruling. I'm in Deuteronomy 19, if you guys want to turn there. I'm at Deuteronomy 19, verse 19. Then, verse 20. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more such evil among you. And that eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth, and a hand for a hand, or a foot for a foot. Okay, so, and you're in California. Right on, I'm in Alabama. So we're in California, Pakistan, from India. Everybody can come together from all corners of the world. You know what? I'm looking for the lost sheep. The lost sheep. The people just want the truth. Not this garbage that people are spewing out in these churches nowadays. It's not about prosperity gospel and all that garbage. It's about just the word of God. Oh, my last video, it's part 2, and it covers Deuteronomy 18. You got to understand Deuteronomy 18. If you don't understand the Deuteronomy 18, it's what? It's where Moses prophesies about the coming Messiah. Okay, so it's Moses' prophecy about Yeshua. You got to have that locked down, guys. Now this is Deuteronomy 20. Got to have that locked down. If you don't understand that, you're not going to understand the Bible at all. When thou goest out into battle against thine enemies, and seest horses and chariots and people more than thou, be not afraid of them. For Jehovah thy God is with thee, and with thee brought up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be, when ye come nigh unto battle, and the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, he shall say, Hear, O Israel, approach thee this day against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, and fear not, and do not tremble, neither be afraid because of them. What happened? What happened to Israel when they were afraid, and then they didn't go out, and then they said, okay, we'll go out, and God said, I'm not with you guys. Don't go out there. Okay. They went up against the Amorites, and they got trounced because God wasn't with them. Okay. I think they can just run around and start fights with people. This is back in the day, and we just read about that a couple chapters ago, of an instance where they did that, and they let me just say, there's nothing new under the sun. All this stuff happens again and again and again. People don't listen to God, and then they get smoked. For Jehovah your God, he goeth with you and fight for you and against your enemies to save you. And the officers shall speak unto them, the people, saying that, what man is where he hath built a new house and hath not dedicated him? Let him go and return it to his house, lest he die in that battle, for another man dedicate it. What man is he that hath planted a vineyard and hath not eaten of it? Let him also go and return to his house, let he die in battle, and another man eat of it. And what man is there that hath betrothed a wife and has not taken her? Let him go, return to his house, lest he die in battle, and another man take her. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house. Let the brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. And it shall be, when the officers have made the end of speaking, and unto the people, they shall make captains of the armies, and lead the people. When thou comest nigh into a city to fight against it, and then proclaim peace unto it, it shall be, if he make an answer of peace, and open thee, it shall be that all the people that is found wherewithin be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee. And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege it. And when Jehovah thy God hath delivered it unto thine hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword. But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all the city, even all that spoil of, there shalt thou take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which Jehovah thy God hath given thee. That sounds pretty wild, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, I went and got a cup of coffee right at the beginning of this. Okay, that sounds pretty crazy though. But remember who they are smiting when they go into this land. Evil, wicked people. They were so evil that God said that their evil has not come full. Their evilness has not come full. Okay, he says that back in Genesis. And then it's 430 years later, and then another 40 years in the wilderness. Okay, 430 years later, he brings the people out of Egypt to do away with all these wicked people. What they're doing like, they're unaliving kids, and it's bad news. Like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. Judgment's coming, folks. But these cities these people which Jehovah thy God give thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive, and nothing thou breadth. But thou shalt utterly destroy them, and namely the Hittites, the Amorites, the Kenites, Perizzites, Hivites, the Jebusites, as Jehovah thy God hath commanded thee, that they teach you not to do after all their abominations which they have done against their gods. So ye should sin against Jehovah your God. Okay. That they teach you not to do after all their abominations which they have done unto their gods. So they shall sin against Jehovah your God. Okay, so that's the deal. Okay, he's getting rid of them because they're doing a bunch of abominations to their gods. When Jehovah shall besiege a city for a long time, making war against it, thou shalt not destroy the trees thereof by forcing the axe against them, for they mayest eat of them. And thou shalt not cut them down, for the tree is made of a man's life to employ them in the siege. So don't cut down the fruit trees to make siege stuff. Only the trees which thou knowest be not trees meant for meat, which is not fruit trees. Thou shalt destroy and cut them down, and thou shalt build bulwarks against the city that maketh war with thee until it be subdued. If one be found slain in the land which Jehovah thy God giveth thee to possess, it lying in the field, and it be not known who hath slayed him, the elders of thy judge. Oh, this is 21. Okay, so that was Deuteronomy 20 and 19 and 20, where we talked about, do you got any insight into anybody who is of the truth? Know anything about those what is the prophetic meaning of the refuge cities? That's interesting stuff. You set up a city just so somebody who accidentally kills somebody has a place to run, and they can get there and then not be killed by the people that want to take revenge. I think there's going to be something we're going to find out in the future. There's going to be something about that's going to come back, where people can go that just didn't know. Maybe I can inquire about it. I can pray for knowledge in that area. Just I haven't been given it yet, and I can kind of see something there, but it's like grasping at steam or smoke or something. I just can't grab it. All right, I love you guys. So that was Deuteronomy 19 and 20. All right, bye bye.